This is Bongani from The Edge. So as I said from the previous videos, if I have something like sine 43 degrees is equals to p, we said this p we can represent it as a fraction as p out of 1, right? So now we know that if we have p out of 1 like this, we know since we are dealing with sine, this is going to be our opposite and this is going to be our hypotenuse. So if we go straight to the Cartesian plane, you can write it like this. As we can see that both of these numbers are positive, right? So we're going to be here on the first quadrant. So here's our 90 degrees. We know this is our hypotenuse, this is our adjacent, and this is our opposite. Right, so our opposite here is what is p, our hypotenuse is 1, and our adjacent we don't know what it is, so we're just going to call it x. So as I said, the first thing that you have to do, find the side that you don't know, which is the adjacent. So what are we going to use? We're going to use the concept of theorem of Pythagoras. So theorem of Pythagoras, sometimes you guys call it Pythagoras theorem, doesn't matter, same thing. So we're going to say x squared plus so it's our adjacent plus our opposite squared, which is p squared, is equals to our hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is 1 squared. Then we're going to have x squared is equals to 1 squared is 1, p squared is p squared. If we take it to the other side, we're going to have minus p squared. Then we have a squared, but we want x, put a square root this side and also on the left hand side, on the right hand side. Then we're going to have x as the square root of 1 minus p squared. So that's your adjacent, right? Right. Let me remove this part over here, delete it, then shift this one over here. Let me take it to the top. So, but we can actually write it here. Since we have our adjacent as 1 minus p squared, like that, right? Alright, sorry about this, guys. Let me just write this here because you are confused. Where's the 43 degrees angle? So it's right there. And what are we looking for? We are looking for cos 133, right? Okay, so if we go back to the idea of angle reduction, so if we say cos 133, if we want to represent our 133 in terms of 180, we can say 180 minus what? So if we say 180, if we say 180 minus 33, we're gonna get a 47 here degrees. And we know that where's this quadrant of 180 minus 47? It's on the second quadrant. So on the second quadrant, what's the sign for cos? Is negative. So we can reduce this whole thing to be something like minus cos 47 degrees. Yeah, so guys, I explained where I got my 180 minus 47. So we actually just trying to change this into something that we're actually familiar with. So what is it that we are familiar with? Is the cos 180 degrees minus theta. We know that. So I was trying to actually change this 133 to 180 minus theta, whereby we had this 180 minus 47. So now, which means that we have to be dealing with cos 47. Where's 47? If you think correctly, if you say 90 minus 43, we're going to get 47. So meaning that this angle here is going to be a 47 degrees. So now if we look at our triangle in terms of the 47 degrees, from the 47 degrees, let me just say that, from the 47 degrees. So let me just write the 47 degrees here, also there. Then here we're going to have our 43 degrees here. Let's identify the side. So the side where there's going to be the where there's the 47 degrees and 90 degrees is going to be our adjacent. So it's this side. And if we are looking at our sketch on the Cartesian plane, it is corresponding to this side, you see. So it means that this side over here is this one. What's the length of it? It's P. So we can just say this one is P. And if we go to the second one, our adjacent, no, not our adjacent, sorry, from the 47 degrees perspective, our opposite now is this one, right? And if we look at the sketch on the Cartesian plane, our opposite now is corresponding to the adjacent on the Cartesian plane. So what does that mean? It means that this side is equal to root 1 minus p squared. So now we can write on the side root 1 minus p squared. Then obvious, the other one is our hypotenuse. As we can all see that we have this hypotenuse over here, also have this one. So that's an obvious, that's a given. This is 1. All right, okay. So if now we say okay, then what's the value of minus cos 47? If you think about it, let me shift it down here. What's the value of minus cos 47? If we evaluate that, we're going to say minus, and cos 47 is going to be our adjacent. So about that, it's going to be our adjacent divided by hypotenuse. But now we're no longer looking at the triangle on our Cartesian plane, we're looking at this one. What's the adjacent here? This is the adjacent, that's our hypotenuse, that's our opposite. And if you say adjacent out of our hypotenuse, you're going to get minus p out of 1, which is just minus p. So all in all, the answer for this question is actually minus p. That's your answer. This is your answer for 3.2.1. I hope I made sense, guys. Let me go to the next question for 3.2. Not to say next question, the next video for 3.2.2. Thank you.